What's good, y'all? Welcome back to my review of this week's episode of Tokyo Ghoul. Another amazing, phenomenal episode. I wouldn't say it's definitely one of the best ones. This was probably one of the weaker ones this episode. Not to say it's bad. It was fucking amazing like usual, but if I had to compare it, this was like after we've had amazing episode after amazing episode after amazing episode after amazing episode after amazing episode. This one was definitely like a couple damn pegs down, but still fucking amazing. I still love this episode. Also, guys, one thing I want to quickly announce. I will not actually be doing the 12 days of anime this year. Just too many videos. Want to kind of take it easy. I don't want to be like, videos. So, apologies for that. If you guys were like looking forward, hoping I would do it this year, but meh. I mean, I still kind of have a couple videos I was going to do there. I'm probably still going to do, but they won't. But I will have more time to do them rather than have to okay, how do I do this, and this. Anyway, so without further ado, let us get to this week's episode. So we start this episode off. We got Kaneki waking up in like this old school Japanese house. Those ones that are like that barely have, that are more or less outside. They have like those like sliding doors. Also, it's made out of wood. The floor is made out of wood. Those old timey houses that were used that were back in the feudal era, like those kind of houses. You guys know what I'm talking about. So Kaneki wakes up like, Doka, where is everybody? So he's like, yo, where is everybody? And so he starts walking, then he starts running, then he gets outside, and then it has like those, you guys, that scene in the last game show where she's like running straight through like these like, orange pole, I don't know what they're called, but like those like pillars are usually up there, they're kind of like in like a square-like shape, I forget what they're called. So he walks outside. The outside is just a sea essentially with those like little pillars. They're outside leading to the ocean. Kaneki just walks in there, which I actually thought the thing was like it was gonna be super deep, like he was gonna have to swim, but now it's up to like his like up to his like up to his legs. He walks through there. It gets higher and higher, but then he gets engulfed by the water. He gets back, and then it turns into a sea of blood. There are corpses everywhere. He's like, yo, what the hell was that? What the hell's going on? Where he is then met by Rize, who is standing on top of the water like she's fucking Jesus. Being like, where are you going, you murderer? And so Kaneki's like, yo, hey, I wanted to say, like, yo, hey, man, what's up? So like, oh, I wanted to save them, yada yada. But then she kind of like, they kind of like, then like, pretty much, Rize shows Kaneki what had happened earlier on, the scene with the found footage. The found footage segment I saw that was in last one where we saw like, was Kakuja just leveling through Tokyo and killing and murdering millions, hundreds of people. They showed that like you hear the audio and Kaneki just has to like, oh my god, what have I done face on him. And I like to see like with something like one of them was like, please spare my child, which really Rize, you savage, you got no chill with that one, were you? You were really hitting it home with Kaneki with that one because of Kaneki's mother and everything, but Rize, man, you got no mercy for our boy. Or I wanted to say, and that was the actual line. That it actually, this whole scene where they like kind of like where their hands like come together, and Rize shows Kaneki what had happened with this Kakuja and killing all those people. It reminded me a lot of the Penson Stare, the move that the Ghost Rider uses to finish off his opponents, where he says, "Look into my eyes, your soul is stained by the blood of the innocents. Feel their pain," and then you go, no, that whole thing. Like, if you've seen the movie or read the comics, you know what I'm talking about. It kind of reminds me of the whole scene minus, Kaneki dies afterwards, or that he really like feels it. He just hears their cries. They're like, no, spare my child. Then I'm like, no, God, no. Stuff of that sort. It reminded me a lot of that scene of the Penson Stare. Now, it reminded me a lot of that. And so they're back on I guess the deck, or they're back on back in the house. They're kind of both looking into like this this beam, this glowing yellow beam, where we see the corpses of I'm assuming the people that Kaneki told I love, where Rize says, oh look, they're the people that we've murdered are coming down as if they're venom. Like we killed them, some of that stuff. It actually like so. It's like, oh yeah, there's all the people from Burn, but alright, you don't care about them. He's like, I didn't know. Oh, so I guess it's okay to kill people when you didn't know better or didn't know you were doing it. No, I didn't ever say that. So, are you a good person then, Carnegie? No. And you're like, oh, so are you a bad person then, Carnegie? I don't know. And he says that he just wanted somebody to need him, to want him. Because ever since Mr. Yoshimura first gave him that coffee at Anteku, and he started befriending ghouls, and ever since then he has been like wanting someone to need him, because as we know, Kaneki is very lonely. We have seen, even if you have never read the manga and only watched the anime, the anime has done a decent job showing off Kaneki's loneliness. Now I would say it's way better in the manga, because she goes in a lot more detail, there's more time to explain stuff, and like I said, while I do love the anime, I do prefer the manga. It just goes a lot more detail, really just shows you the loneliness Kaneki has. Because as we know, his father died when he was very, very young. He barely even knew his father. His mother beat him, which I guess he just implanted memories of his mom being like a very caring woman and everything, but when she actually was a cold heartless bitch that beat her kid. Now I don't know how far this went, because like I said, I have yet to read the manga, but we saw this in the anime in the first half that indeed Kaneki's mom did indeed beat Kaneki. Stuff that Hide was his only friend. He became a ghoul, which made him feel even lonelier because he didn't feel like he could fit in either world. There was the stuff with Yoriko, him being tortured by Jason. There have been a lot of moments throughout the anime as well as the manga that just makes Khan feel so lonely, and the man has barely had any happen that lasts more than maybe like an episode or two. And it just adds the fact about Heisei. Because, as we all know, or I guess should know, Heisei, like I said before in my previous review, Heisei is a life that Kaneki wishes he had. It was essentially a dream for Kaneki. Because, Heisei was living his own life. That's what Kaneki always wanted. That's the life he dreamed of. Having a family, people he cared about, people who cared for him, people who needed him. Like, Arima and Eto. They entrusted them with, Arima, Arima told him, hey, I need you to be the One-Eyed King. Eto told him, I want you to kill the One-Eyed Owl. He felt needed. He felt wanted, which made him feel happy, but we have seen where that's kind of gotten to him, where he became, of course, became the dragon, and of course, destroyed Tokyo. I didn't really do that now, because like I said, this whole segment with Rize here reminded me a lot of what happened back in Season 1. It gets around the midpoint in the manga, where, of course, Rize was there when Kaneki was being tortured, and they just went through his life. And that's when, she, just spit and just stepped all over, Kaneki's. That lesson Kaneki's mom would always tell him, it's better for you to hurt than to hurt others. And, while I did love it in the anime, it was a lot better than the manga. And also, there was a lot of stuff in the manga, too, that also added to Kaneki's. Like I said, there was this whole segment where we find out what happened to Kaneki after his manga, because the anime completely glosses over the fact on what happened to Kaneki, because we see Kaneki's mom died, and then him with Hide. We don't see that midpoint. Did he go to an orphanage? Did he go to somewhere else? Where did he go? This explains. He went to his, I believe, now granted, I haven't looked at the manga in a while, so I may be messing up, but he then lived with his aunt, I believe it was the same sister that was leeching off his mom for money, as we saw there. I'm pretty sure that was the same woman. As because she was like, at least I can do is take over my nephew after, all of your mother has done for me. But she had her own kid, and Kaneki felt very like he was not welcome there. He would always get the the lash out, because if I remember correctly, because like I said, my memory's a little off of this, because like I said, I haven't read this. I probably should have, because I really took this chart, because this segment in the manga I really love. Now, like I said, this adds to the loneliness Kaneki has, and why he feels like he desperately wants to be needed. He desperately wants someone to love him, someone to need him, because I'm surprised the man hasn't turned into Shinji from Ava and developed Hedgehog's dilemma. I don't know if he already has. I'm not a psychologist. Anyway, because now if I remember correctly, in the manga, her son did not do well in school, was often playing video games. Well, Kaneki, we know he was the exact opposite. Did very well in school, but she would take that as an insult. she would like, oh, you just want to prove that you're better than my son, or like she would lash out on him. And Kaneki just didn't like that. He felt like he felt very lonely. He felt out of place. It added to Kaneki's loneliness. And I wish the anime put that in there, because like when I read that, I was like, why isn't this in there? But I still love the anime. I don't like, even though that's something I would have loved to see in the anime, I still love the anime. But stuff like that in the manga also adds to Kageki's loneliness and why he desperately wanted to feel love. And of course, he finally got that. And of course, there was a whole scene earlier on in the anime where Kaneki said, "I'm so lonely without you, Hide." And while I loved in the anime, it was better than the manga. Speaking of the manga, actually, I saw on Instagram a while ago. Because you guys maybe see all over on your Instagram, like, people that are, like, comparing scenes of the TG anime to the manga, like, it's like, hey, here's what something happened in the anime, here's how it looked in the manga, and they showed the shot with Skiyama when he was, like, when he was completely, like, when he was crying, he was like, am I the only person that wants to see Kaneki happy? Which I was like, brother, you are not alone there, we want to see Kaneki happy, too. There was that whole scene. In the manga, I actually preferred the anime in that one, because I just like how Skiyama just was just pretty much ugly crying at that point. And, well, the manga looks pretty good too. I mean, it's just Shida's art style, so it wouldn't look good. But I prefer actually how Period did in the anime. So it's like the one time I'll say, like, oh yeah, I prefer Period over Shida's art. So that's saying something. Anyway, but yeah. So, like I said, I love that whole scene where I wanted someone to need me, I wanted to feel wanted. And of course, he kind of got that with his Heist, because that, like I said, that was pretty much a dream for Kaneki. That was Kaneki inside a dream. Because like I said, it was what a life Kaneki always wanted. A family, and of course, not being hunted down by the CCG. So, like I said, I love that whole segment with Rize, with Kaneki, with the whole stuff with Kaneki saying, like, I want someone to need me, and, there was stuff with Toka, and because of that, I want to protect her, and, of course, that kind of left where Kaneki is out now, where it became the dragon, and where it'd be, like, turned dragon, destroyed, like, level Tokyo with his new Kakuja, yada, 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 you guys get the point. So, anyway, Kaneki then says, I thought I could live in both worlds. And you're right, I didn't care about those other people, I didn't even really care about the Ghoul. As long as I could keep fighting. And so Rize asked, like, hey, you remember the time when you said that you didn't resent me? Now I'm like thinking, like, wait, well, what are you referring to? I don't remember this conversation occurring. So I'm assuming this might have happened sometime, maybe in like the first half of the manga. Maybe this was something that happened earlier in Re. I'm not sure, because I do not recall any conversation about Kaneki resenting Rize or resentment. Unless my memory is just shit, I do not recall any of this. Anyway, and she's like, I resent you though, because, if I never met you, I wouldn't be here being your venom. I wouldn't be inside your head being your venom. And she said, and then she asked him, like, hey, do you resent me? Do you still not resent me? And he said, I thought all the pain I have endured was all because it would lead me to somebody needing me. All the pain I've suffered through would lead to some light at the end of the tunnel. Which, it kind of has, Since then, he has met lots of people. Some people he's glad he has met, and people who needed him. Like I said, Toka. Toka needs Kaneki, because, he is a father to her child, which... Oh God, Ashita, please do not kill Toka and when she's giving birth. Please, Ashita, please, have mercy on Toka there, please. Like, kill the kid, I don't care. Just leave Toka alone, please. God, let Kaneki have some happiness for once, my man. Please, that's all I ask, for some happiness for Kaneki that's actually lasting. Anyway, and he's like, oh, I see. And so he gets upbraided about going, and she's like, you gonna go in? Can you ignore the sins of your past? And just goes in the water. He's like, I'm going to try to see if I can carry them all. I don't know if he means the corpses or what, but... So he gets in the water, makes his way past the sea of blood, and gets inside like the little beam, and stretches his arm out. We then get to Toka, desperately, like, using her hands, going through his Kagane, or Kakuja, I should say, looking for Kaneki. Last week she had discovered his bias. Why she didn't bring a shovel? I do not know. Why did they bring, like, I'm surprised they didn't bring, like, why did they bring shovels? Like, if you're gonna look for Kaneki inside Cockroach, God knows how deep he's in there. When you want to bring a shovel to make it easier for you, why would you use your bare hands and just scratch and claw at it, you know? I would have brought a shovel. But whatever, so... Anyway, Toka's desperately looking for him, you know, digging and digging with her hands. She finds him. She starts crying, and, you know... We then get to Kaneki, he's in, like, you know, the medical, he's inside the hospital, you know. They're saying about how... And Hide asks, like, hey, is he alive? Kimi says, well, if you're talking about if his brain's still functioning, then yes, our boy is alive and well. So take that as you will, but... So, we then see the elevator open up, and it's filled with, you know, Hinami, Skiyama, Banjo, as well as Psycho. Psycho ended up joining in. There were a lot of reunions this week's episode. We had Kaneki reuniting with Rize. Psycho reunites with Kaneki, Urie reunites with Kaneki, and of course Hide at the end of the episode. Oh, that was I love that scene. Yeah, so you know they're all walking in. I love like now here's like Kaneki, and Scale's like, this room is so bland. It needs flowers, and he actually has flowers with him. I found that kind of funny. And so, you know, they're all kind of coming around, and then we see Toka. She's like late. She's just like sleeping on top of the bed. Kaneki's on just sleeping there. She kind of like wakes up, looks up, and there's our boy Kaneki standing up, saying Toka. She of course starts crying up, tearing up a bit, hugs that boy, and then everyone comes in there, and you know, and he's like, okay, can someone tell me what the hell is going on? Like, you know, he asks like, hey, can I see the city? Is that okay? And then actually, Amon explains to that was that the ghouls and CCG are working together. Or actually, no, I think it was Nishiki that said that, but Amon said like, you know, that it was actually not just Ka that got us to work together. He's like, Yude, he's still alive, which, oh man, that reunion at the end of the episode was great stuff. So we then head over to Urie and Mutsuki, and for some reason, Urie is still referred to Kaneki as Heize, or Sasaki, I should say, which I don't know why. If I had to guess, it's probably just out of habit. He's so used to calling him Sasaki that he probably is just like, you know, I'm not even gonna try to like just switch his real name Kaneki. I'm just gonna stick to calling him Heize. So I guess it's more just out of habit than anything else. So Urie asks Mutsuki, hey man, you know, you want to see Kaneki, don't you? Or at least see his face. And she's like, or he, I swear, I don't know which pronouns to use for Mutsuki. And, you know, he's like, you know, I don't deserve to see his face. I don't deserve to see him. And Urie just look, man, just see him, you know, tell him what you did. Because if you don't, nothing's going to happen. We then get over to Uri, and they're having a little banter with the CCG guys he's with. Not really much, and then they're just like, yo, like, oh, ghouls and humans working together. What a thought, you know, what the hell is going on with this world, yada, yada, yada. And one of the guys, I think his name was Ito, said that actually Arima once said that all ghouls will become humans. And that is like, and that's something like the most obvious foreshadowing, because like literally, in the exact next scene, we see these like guys that work at the hospital, like, or like, you know, they're working like on the medical team of the CCG at least, or whatever. They're like rushing this dude over, and like, you know, he's like he's struggling, and then we literally see his eyes open. The dude's human, eyes open on me, and he has ghoul eyes now. He has since now become a ghoul. Madare comes in there. He's like, "What the hell is going on?" He sees all these people. More people open their eyes. More people open their eyes to see, you know, ghoul eyes. Humans have now become ghouls. So then we get back to Kaneki. Urie shows up. He's like, "Hey man, he offers to like be his pretty much Kaneki's escort along with Psycho while he like explores the city to see, you know, what has happened." So they get over there. Kaneki takes this thing, takes everything all in. Then on the Titantron, our boy Fruta shows up. And he's like, you know, he's being a news reporter. And oh my god, I love this scene. This scene was hilarious. Like, stuff like this is why I love Fruta. So he's like telling, like, you know, oh my god, you know, monsters are eating people. I'm going to interview one. What is your name? And then the dude's like, and then one of the zombies are like, you know, just like, goes over there to try to kill him. Then we see like the Japanese army is set to come there, fill these guys full of bullets. Doesn't do much. They get back up, and then their heads exposed with this like blood red mist goes everywhere. Some of the guys inhale, and they too become ghouls. Very interesting. Very interesting. This is some I'm definitely curious if they're going to go, if the anime's going to like really explain any of this and what these zombies are. Now we know that these are from just access RC cells. They just have so many RC cells, but that they do become half ghouls or full ghouls. Both their eyes become ghoul eyes, not just one. Anyway, so Kaneki, Mutsuki, Urie, and Saiko, they go over there to check out the location to get Fruta. He tells Madara that Urie tells Madara like, hey man, we're gonna go over there. And he's like, okay, I'll send backup. Hide shows him. He's like, hey man, I got bad feeling about this. They get to the location and they realize that the apparently live show that they're watching with Fruta, that's just a recording. It's a tape. It's a taped. He's not there anymore. And so they are then met by one of the zombies. But then they see a ghoul feasting on a human, and she's like. And then once she notices that Psycho and Uri are there, which of course they're rocking their CCG outfits, and like, oh my god, please don't hurt me. I was just so hungry. Kaneki recognizes her, so she leaves. She's like, oh, I need to get out of here. And so I was like, hey, that ghoul is. And Kaneki says, she's human. And that he remembers that she was like a CCG, that she worked at the CCG inside the 20th War. She was an investigator. Do not remember this chick whatsoever, so maybe she was in the anime, maybe she was a character that was in the manga, but I got cut out of the anime, or she might have been in the anime, but my memory just sucks. But whatever the case may be, she was a ghoul investigator inside the 20th War. So when the zombies come in there, about to attack the guys, Psycho uses her Kagane to take one of the guys out, but his head explodes and she gets exposed to the mist. So then Urie and Psycho kind of have a back and forth argument on who sticks around, take out these guys, while the other two, Kaneki and whoever, just leaves. So Kaneki tells Urie tells Kaneki to take Psycho and leave. Psycho says like, no, you leave, I'll stay. I'm the one that's infected. They argue. Kaneki has his internal stories like, what should I do? What should I do? I don't want to use my powers. I might lose control again. I was only able to get out because of my friends. And he's like, no, I don't want to just sit here and do nothing. So he activates his new Kagane, and the man has become a god at this point. Kaneki has now reached god status. Like the news Kagane kind of reminds you of is like white with color flashing in it. It's like hypersonic and Sonic the Hedgehog 3. For any of you guys that play there know of that game. So it kind of has a hypersonic. Like there was even like this light that comes on top of Kaneki as if he's like some divine being. Which I guess in terms of power, Kaneki has become that. He is he is the one-eyed king after all. And we just saw that Kakuja just level Tokyo or level Japan, I should say. So he cleans house, takes care of these guys. Urie picks up Psycho, and they leave, and they get back to Kimi. So they kind of do like some tests. She has now become a whole. It sounds like from the access amount of RC cells she has got from inhaling that mist, she has essentially become a full-fledged ghoul at this point. So I guess that meant that the Queen Squad were just like, I guess the Queen Squad was never really like true half ghouls because they had so many limiters on them, like with their Kaganes, and it seems like they can eat normal food. Because it's never been explained whether or not the Queen Squad can actually eat normal food or they can only eat human flesh. It was never explained, unless I'm misremembering. They never explained whether or not the Queen Squad, Heise, or anybody could just eat normal food like steaks and everything, or if they only had to eat human flesh. So I'm trying to remember, because I don't remember them ever explaining anything of that. But I get now, if they could eat normal human food right now, Psycho can't anymore. She has to eat human flesh now because she's inhaling it and has so many RC cells in her body that she has become a full-fledged ghoul, like a full ghoul at this point. And they need to work quickly, so otherwise they can't fully examine the rest of the symptoms of what she gets. So we then get to the final part of the episode. Kaneki is on top of the roof, looking over the buildings. Hide shows her. He's like, hey. Kaneki's like, hey man. As if this is just a normal Tuesday afternoon. And they're just, they've been together all the time. There was a time when Kaneki thought he was dead. There was none of that. I know Kaneki now knows Hide's still alive, but I was expecting him just to look a little shocked at seeing Hide again after so long. But he just like, hey man, they just met like 2 weeks ago. I don't know if they had another conversation that was cut, or this is certainly their first conversation since Tokyo Ghoul. But whatever the case may be, they have and Kaneki asks Hide, hey man, can I see your face? He's like, oh man, come on, I don't got makeup on right now. I'm so embarrassed. He's like, come on, man, I need to see what I personally did to you. So he takes off his little bandana or mask, whatever you want to call it, and we see his face. He has like a little, like, I guess, mic or a voice modulator in his throat where his vocal cords should be. He is missing his lips. He's missing some of his teeth on the bottom, like right hand side. He's missing some teeth, and his whole mouth is pretty much just nothing but flesh. From like his mouth, from like the top of his mouth to the bottom of his neck, it's nothing but flesh. Now, some of you may be wondering, what the hell? How the hell did this happen? Well, okay. I've been saying this like a couple times in my reviews previously, but now I'll tell you guys. Because I don't know if you have because I think it's the perfect time to tell you guys. So, now, I don't know this for certain, but but my memory serves me correct, in one of Chibi's reactions to the one of the TG chapter, to the one of the Tokyo Ghoul re-chapters I watched, I believe it was the one where I see Hide, where it was announced that this character was indeed Hide, or when it was revealed. Apparently, there was a scene in the manga at around the end of the manga. Because now you guys remember in the end of Route A, for any anime only, I watching this video. You remember the end of Route A where Kaneki was, he faced off against Amon and he was like bleeding. He was like, I gotta get to Ontaiku. I gotta get there. And he's bleeding and he's very weakened. He's very weak. That same thing happened in the manga, but it's slightly different. He ended up getting like this underground, again, got an underground, still crawling, trying to make his way to Ontaiku. But then, and instead, he goes to Ontaiku, and they have that whole interaction with Hide, where you see that Hide is the one that's actually profusely bleeding, and he ends up dying, or not. I mean, I still say he was alive there, because actually, I actually saw this video that proved that Hide was actually still alive at the end of Fruit A, because Kaneki looks at him 3 times, and the final time he smiles. So, I should have noticed that. So, but anyway, so that happened. But in the manga, Kaneki kind of meets in the subway station, is underground. He then sees Hide, and he's like, "Hey, man!" And we don't know if this was whether an illusion by Kaneki because he was near death, or that was actually him. It was never explained which way it was. But then he left as if he was indeed an illusion, where then he was met by Arima, and then he was killed by Arima. Then he became Haize, and all that stuff happened. Now apparently, Chibi said that actually what happened was that Kaneki actually ate his throat, or at least ate his vocal cords, give him some additional strength, so that he could survive a little bit longer. But she didn't really help him out that much when he still ended up being very weak and never really stand much chance against Arima. That's why Hide looks so fucked up right there, because Kaneki actually ate his throat, or at least took a bite out of his throat and took his vocal cords with him. Hence why Hide has a voice modulator at the bottom in his throat. That's apparently the reason why Hide looks like that. That's why Kaneki says, hey, I want to see what I personally did to you. That's what happened. So, yeah, I'm assuming that's something that gets shown off in the read, because that never happened in the manga. At least in the Part 1 manga from volumes 1 to 14. So I'm assuming that's happening in the read manga. And, he looks down, he says, you were always protecting me. Protecting me from things I did not want to see. You were always there for me, man. He's like, yep, you do understand me. And that is where the episode ends, so. Fucking amazing episode. This episode was legendary. I love this week's episode. Great art animation, spectacular voice acting. Jesus Christ. Kaneki's Japanese voice actor stole the show this week. He had a phenomenal performance this week with stuff with Rize, with the stuff with Urie and Psycho, to the stuff with Hide. That last stuff with Hide was just, that was just so awesome. Now not much happened in the next episode preview this week. Doesn't look like any crazy. Well, I mean, I'm sure shit's gonna go down, but it doesn't look like it's because it seems interesting because we see this big monster thing coming out there. So maybe that's Fruta, it's his Kakuja form, maybe his Kagane form, or probably his Kakuja form. But I don't know. It looks pretty interesting. We got some stuff with Hide in there. Hopefully no funny business happens with Toka, because Ashita, don't you do nothing with Toka. Don't you kill her when she's giving childbirth or nothing, man. Come on, please. I will not need to see Toka die on me, man. Please. That's all I ask, Ashita. Please do not kill Toka. Anyway, so yeah. So overall, I give this week's episode a 10 out of 10. I swear I'm giving this whole second half season, I've been giving nothing but 10s. I'm throwing 10s out there like candy. So anyway, so hope y'all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter if you like it. Links down in the description box below. As always, come back for more. See you guys then. Holy shit, this review has just been 30 minutes long. Damn. Man, I was mad. Like I say, I love TG. So, I was expecting this review to go that long. Anyway, see you guys next time.
She's